I haven't thought about that. I mean, it's going to be a different year, right? There's a lot more highlights in the calendar year, I would say, for the PGATour with all those elevated events. The one thing I keep going back to, and I know this is only probably funny to me, but I think that Masters Champions dinner is going to be a little tense compared to how it's been in the past. So I keep thinking about it because I wish I could be there and just be able to see how things work out. But too bad the U.S. Open doesn't have one of those. But yeah, I think it's an exciting year. Not that obviously we're all curious about how it's going to work out, but we're excited to see what this year is how it's going to unfold and how it's going to play out for everybody.
With all the chaos of the last year kind of in the rearview mirror, do you feel like this year arriving here, the schedule's set, you know what you're going to
chaos play? In what sense?
In all the different noise around the golf course.
Because I've had 2 kids in 15 months, so compared to that, I don't know if what's happened around golf is comparable.
Well, in the golf department then,
okay.
do you feel like there's a sense of, I don't know if calm is the right word, or feeling of turning a new page where you kind of know where you stand at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know where we stand. There's still going to be players that choose to transition to LIV, is my guess. But for a lot of us, I think we see the direction the PGATour is going towards, right? I mean, they're making the necessary changes to adapt to the new age, and I think it's better for everybody. I haven't thought about that. I mean, it's going to be a different year, right? There's a lot more highlights in the calendar year, I would say, for the PGATour with all those elevated events. The one thing I keep going back to, and I know this is only probably funny to me, but I think that Masters Champions dinner is going to be a little tense compared to how it's been in the past. So I keep thinking about it because I wish I could be there and just be able to see how things work out. But too bad the U.S. Open doesn't have one of those. But yeah, I think it's an exciting year. Not that obviously we're all curious about how it's going to work out, but we're excited to see what this year is how it's going to unfold and how it's going to play out for everybody. I think it's going to be the same. I mean, I didn't feel a difference in any of the majors last year. If somebody has a problem with LIV players, they're just not going to deal with them, and that's about it. In my mind, like I've said it before, I respect their choice, and the ones I was friends with before, I'm still going to be friends with, right? It's just it doesn't change the way I'm going to operate with them. So I think a lot of, let's say, animosity, if there's any, might be created more by you guys than anything else. I don't think there's that much of a problem between players, at least in person, because if there is, they can avoid each other. What I hope Europe wins. That's about that. Listen, there's some people are going to have to make some tough choices, right? And a little bit of that is out of my reach. My guess is I hope the PGA of America and European Tour make a decision together. I don't think it would be smart to have one team allowing LIV players and one not to. And besides that, if they decide not to in that side, I think it's going to give it the opportunity for a lot of great young players to show up and have their chance in Europe, right? It's just going to be an opportunity for all of them. We saw a younger U.S. team last Ryder Cup, and they did what they did. So I'm hoping these younger guys who have grown up watching the Ryder Cup and seeing their idols do what they do, let's say it energizes the team a little bit in a new manner, and we show up there to win. Yeah, it's hard to say. I set my goals every year, right? And listen, I'm pretty ambitious, so I'm not always going to accomplish everything I set my mind out to, but in this sport, if not winning as much you would like, you would take it as a bad year. It can be tough in a sport where the most accomplished athlete of all time won 30% of the time, right? That being Tiger. So it's a little bit subjective, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of things you can do well as an athlete and as a player to to consider a positive year. Obviously, you want to win events. That's there. And the only thing I did last year, I didn't do last year that I wish I would have done is compete better in majors and give myself a better chance. So obviously, that being a goal this year, hopefully get number 2 and give Spain another major. That final was incredible. I think I take more inspiration from Mbappe. I mean, he put the team in his back and tied a final that they had no business tying. Let's be honest. And Messi, I mean, I've been watching Messi play for so long that it's amazing that he can still surprise a lot of people, right? When the debate of greatest of all time is up in the air, he does what he did and carried Argentina to a World Cup final. It's not my business to decide who's the best or who's not, because I never saw Maradona play, but he's made a pretty good argument. And I don't know if we're going to see a final. I don't know if I'll see a final this good ever again in my lifetime. I have no idea. I hope I do, but I doubt it. The only way this could have been better if it was Messi and Ronaldo facing off, and they each had a hat trick and things like that. But Kylian being the next closest thing, because he's clearly the future of this sport.
All right, Jon.
Hoping Spain was on it, though. Jesus Christ, yeah. I mean, hoping, but...
You got to get a lot of good young players.
Yeah, I mean, Spain always has a really good, talented team, but they haven't been able to... Most people don't know we've made it to the semifinals twice. One time we won the World Cup, so it's a bit of the Spanish curse. Hoping that the next time we get to the semifinals, it's also a win.